All right, so we're going to take a look now at dividing a polynomial by a monomial. And so this is going to, again, take what we learned in that last little section about dividing two terms, and again, the process of what we do with multiplication. And we're going to put those kind of two things together and come up with, and see how we find an answer. Now, just as with multiplication, division is the process of dividing each term in a polynomial by the monomial divisor. And the monomial divisor. So just like with multiplication, we took the number on the outside and multiplied it into the brackets. We're going to take the number that's on top and divide each of those terms by the value on the bottom, or by the divisor. The divisor is either the second number or the bottom number. Okay, so that would be the denominator. I'll just put that in the brackets there. So that's the denominator. We're dividing by the denominator, okay, or by that second number. So in this case here, we now have a binomial on top, and we're going to divide each of these terms by the denominator, which is 2. Okay. Often it'll work out really nice, and I'll try to make those decently nice. If not, we're going to end up with fractions. Just leave them with fraction coefficients, okay, and that will be good. So the first one that we're going to do here is going to be 4x divided by 2. Okay, 4 divided by 2 is 2. And we have an x divided by nothing. Okay, so that's going to stay the same as x. Okay, so that is our first statement there. The second one is now going to be our next piece, which is -6 divided by 2, and that is going to be -3. You'll notice how we had now two statements. Okay. Now again, just like when I did with multiplication, with dividing, I'm going to do the same thing. Once we have a polynomial here, I'm not going to do coefficient divided by coefficient, variable divided by variable. I'm going to understand that we know how to do that. Okay, I'm going to put it all in one shot. I'm not going to split it up here. So now we have two terms. They are unlike terms, and so to put them together, they're going to just be placed side by side. 2x and -3 are going to be placed there, and that is our final answer. Two terms on top, two terms in our answer. Okay, two terms in our answer. Now, the second one is a little bit more complex. Let's do green. Okay, second one's a little bit more complex. We now have three terms in our numerator, and they're going to all be, each one of them is going to be divided by the term in our denominator. So our numerator divided by our denominator. So the first one there is 3r to the power 4, and we are dividing that by 3r squared. Okay, 3 divided by 3 is 1. Okay, our 4 divided by our 2, again, we're subtracting those exponents, we're going to get r squared. Okay, next one, we have a -12r cubed divided by 3r squared. Okay, now here, and sorry, this should not be in front. This negative should be with the 12. There we go. Back there. -12 divided by -3, or +3, is -4. R cubed divided by r squared. 3 minus 2 is 1, so it's just going to be 1r. And let's get a little farther away here, and we're going to do one more. Okay, our last one there is 6r squared. Trying to glitch a little bit here. Almost finished. Divided by 3r squared. You'll notice how now the bottoms are all exactly the same, right? Okay, we're using the same divisor for every single piece. 6 divided by 3 is 2. R squared divided by r squared. 2 divided by 2, or sorry, 2 minus 2 is 0. Okay, 2 minus 2 is 0. R to the power of 0 is 1. The answer is 1. So it's just 2 times 1, so it's just 2. So that actually cancels out. When we have the same, when we're dividing the same variable and same exponent on there, it's going to just cancel out, so we're just going to be left with 2. Now we put this all back together. Let's get the math type going on here. So we're going to have r squared we're going to have negative 4r, and we're going to have positive 2. And so these come from our three statements. Let's use purple here. R squared is right there, negative 4r is right there, and 2 is right there. So our four statements match those up perfectly, and that will be now our answer. So that is our finalized polynomial. So again, divide each term in the polynomial by the divisor. The divisor is the one on the bottom, okay? And it's always going to be a monomial in this case. We're never going to worry about anything bigger than that. Always going to be a monomial. I want you to work on questions 5 and 6. Okay? They involve polynomials divided by monomials.